Hello students, my name is Dipti Parkhi. Today we are going to learn a new lesson 3.2 The Fall of Troy Part 1. Let's see the page number 69 of our textbook. The story of the fall of Troy is adapted from the poem Iliad by the Greek author Homer. Yes, you can see the picture of this poet. Iliad is an epic poem of ancient Greek literature. The Iliad is set during the Trojan War. The Iliad is the story of Ilium or Troy, a rich trading city in Asia Minor near the narrow sea that leads from the Aegean to the Black Sea. It was well situated both for commerce and agriculture. In front of the city was the sea, over which sailed the ships of Troy, carrying goods and grain. Yes, you can see the picture of the city of Troy here. Troy was a rich city. It was in Asia Minor. Where is it? It is near the narrow sea that leads from Aegean Sea to the Black Sea. Yes, you can see the exact place in this map. It was rich city for trading business and also for agriculture. There was sea in front of this city, and ships were always ready to carry grains and goods from this city to another city, just for business. There was a mountain Ida at the back of this city. Many rivers and streams flowed through this mountain Ida. This is a backbone of this city. Many rivers and streams you can see in the picture also. This valley is well watered and fertile. Cattle and sheep always were fed on this rich grass. Yes, this is the explanation of all these lines. Now I am reading these lines for you. At the back rose high peak of Mount Ida, from which flowed many rivers and streams. The valleys among the hills were well watered and fertile, with corn growing in fertile meadows, while sheep fed on the slopes of the hills. Yes, you can see these slopes on the hills. Sheep were always fed on these slopes. Yes, we will go ahead. I will read the lines first, then I will explain it. Round their city, the Trojans had built a strong wall so that no enemy should attack them from the sea. The wall was so broad that people could stand and sit and walk on it. The great gates stood open and people could go to the seashore outside and come in as they please. As they please, as they wish. Okay. Now see the explanation. Trojans had built a strong wall around the city of Troy. Yes, you can see this wall, a strong wall in this picture. So it was difficult to attack on this city. The wall was so broad that people could stand on it. When the gate of this city was open, you can see the gate, people could go out and came in. Okay. But in time of war, the gates would be closed, and then the city was like a strong fortress, quite safe from all attack, protected by the walls surrounding it as well as by the hills behind. Yes, in the time of war, during wartime, the gates were closed and the city was safe from all attacks as city was protected by these walls and the hills behind. Yes. Thus, Troy was a strong city, strongly protected by its walls and strongly defended by its brave soldiers. But all the kings and heroes of Greece had declared war against the Trojans because Paris, a prince of Troy, had persuaded Helen, wife of a Greek king Menelaus, to elope with him. To elope means to run away. Okay, now we will see the explanation. Troy was a strong city, very strong city. At once, Prince Paris, Prince of Troy. Yes, you can see in the picture. He had been in love with Helen. Helen was wife of Greek king Menelaus. Prince ran away with Helen. What was the result? Yes, we will see. Prince of Troy brought the queen of Greek king of at Troy. So Greeks wanted to punish the prince of Troy. So they sailed to Troy. And Greek soldiers encircled the city of Troy. Yes, you can see these Greek soldiers. And the war continued for 10 years. The fighting went on daily, but the siege did not end. On the one hand, the Greeks could not take the city, and on the other hand, the Trojans could not force them to sail away. Every day, the Trojans came out of their gates and the Greeks came out of their tents and ships, and the fighting went on. Now, see the explanation. The fighting went on for 10 years. Nobody can win in this war. Every day, Trojans came out of the city through this gate, fought with Greek soldiers. At night, returned to the city. Sometimes there were great battles between the two armies. Sometimes there were single fights between two great heroes. Sometimes the Trojans had the better of it, and sometimes the Greeks, but still the fighting went on. Great heroes on both sides were killed in the course of the war. After leading the defense of his city for 9 years, the brave Hector was at last killed by Achilles, whom none could resist. But Achilles himself was killed later on by a poisoned arrow that entered his heel, the only part of his body where he could be wounded. Now we will see the explanation. Sometimes there was the battle between two armies. Sometimes there were single fight between two great heroes. Sometimes Trojans did well in this battle, sometimes Greeks. But there was no outcome of this fight. Great heroes were killed from both sides. Brave Hector was killed by Achilles. Achilles was also killed by poisoned arrow. Still later, Paris himself was killed, also by a poisoned arrow. The Trojans were tired of being shut up in their city, and the Greeks were longing to see their homes again. But still the fighting went on. See the explanation? Prince Paris was also killed by poisoned arrow. The Trojans were tired as they did not have freedom to go out, and Greeks also wished to go back to their home. Yes, this is the first part of the fall of Troy. We will see the second part in the next video. Till then, bye everybody.